guys, welcome back to I've Got a Disney Dream. So today I wanted to give you guys just kind of a good look at how I really did the birthday party decorations for our daughter. If you follow Cup of Imperfection on Instagram, you may have already seen me post a little video about our daughter's birthday party, which was Disney's Tangled. And I kind of posted the decorations and stuff, and I wanted to give you guys a closer look at some of the decorations and how I made them. I am kind of a creative, crafty person, if you will. I tried to go into it with the mindset, I want to make it, you know, a little elaborate, if you will, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I tried to come up with things to make and to do that either only costed my time making it or a minimal amount of money. A lot of the things that I used, either I already had and I just kind of reused them, or I handmade them using mostly supplies I had here at home. I even tried to utilize some toys and stuff that we actually had. I did buy some stuff, but the majority of stuff I made myself. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea of how I did that in case you are looking to have a Tingle themed party for your child or whatever your occasion may be. So I'm going to start with these banners that I had hanging around. These banners I made on the computer. I used paint.net and I made a little template. I had them so they were like this, so I could print 3 on a single page. All I did was find an image on the internet of the golden sun, and I made triangles on paint.net, colored them in purple, added the sun, made the 3 of them so that they would fit on one sheet of paper, printed a bunch of them out, and then I cut around it. I have a laminator. I laminated each of these and used a hole punch to punch the holes in them. I did also have a banner in our living room by our fireplace that said, you know, happy 5th birthday. And essentially what I did for that is I took the banner template and I cut out the bottom portion of it to be able to make these. So I did that on the computer, and then where the sun was on all of them, I replaced with the letters to spell out happy 5th birthday, leaving 2 of these with the suns on them. So I reutilized basically what I had already done to make all those banners so that I could make a birthday banner for her. So I had names for all the food. I themed the food to different characters and stuff like that that made sense. This says Flynn's Satchel of Chips, and I created this image on paint.net as well, again using the golden sun, and I just came up with a font that I thought would look good, and I just made like a template of these, and then I would go in and use my template and replace the wording until I had everything that I needed and printed them all out. So for the back of them, I just used yellow construction paper and kind of made a little thing so that they would stand up, and so they didn't get knocked over when people, you know, was getting their food. I did like tape them down to the counter and stuff because I didn't want them to be in the way and get knocked over or anything like that. I also printed a bunch of signs that I put on our walls. I just used sticky tack to adhere these to the walls so that I didn't damage anything. And all I did was find images from the movie, and as you see here, this is a wanted poster for Flynn, and I printed them out and laminated them. That was all I did for this kind of stuff. So along with the food things, I did show you the Flynn Satchel of Chips. I had an idea to fill his satchel with chips. Now, I didn't have a satchel, so I was trying to figure out what I could use. So when I was picking up some stuff at Dollar Tree to be able to make some of these, I had the idea to take a gift bag and use it like that. So I took just a brown gift bag, just like a natural brown paper bag kind of look, and I cut the handles off of it. And now this might be a little challenging for some of you. You might want to print out something to put on here, but I like to paint. So I decided to paint it to look like Flynn's satchel. Now again, if you're not like a super crafty person, you could easily, I'm sure, find some sort of image on the internet and like paste it onto one of these. But I decided to hand paint it. So I painted it to look like the front of the satchel. I kept the rest of it just a plain brown, but I painted the front of it. Now, a little tip that I did not think of. I had put potato chips in here, and I did it a little bit before the party, and I walked by and I looked, and there was grease shining through the bag. I did not think of the fact that potato chips are greasy, and it was starting to ruin this a little bit. Thankfully, I caught it early, so I dumped all the chips into a big bowl. I took this, I lined the inside with aluminum foil, and then I put the potato chips back in, and they were perfectly fine after that. Thinking back, I should have known, but I didn't think of that. So let my mistake help you if you do something like this. Line the inside of your bag before you put something like potato chips in it. I also made some little easy decorations just with images I found on the internet. As you can see, this is a scene from the movie with the lanterns. All I did was print out the image, laminate it. On the back of these, all that I did was I took extra pieces of the laminating sheet, and I made kind of like a circle and glued it onto the back so that it would stand up. Like, these were super, super easy to make. One of the things that I made that I had everywhere were glass lanterns that were supposed to resemble the lanterns from the movie. These were kind of challenging, but not that hard. I used glass jars from things that we used in the house. These are Prego jars, like the pasta sauce. I started keeping jars when our daughter told us that she wanted a Tangled themed party. I already knew I wanted to do something like this pretty much as soon as she told me. We had a bunch of jars like this, and then I also had some smaller jars and stuff, but the majority of them were the Prego jars. So what I did was I took the image from the internet of the sun and I printed it out, and I made a template for myself. So I printed out the image, I laminated it, and then I took an X-Acto knife and I cut around the colored part of the sun and cut those pieces out. And then I would take the image and I would tape it right onto the jar. And in order to get the yellow on here with something that wouldn't get damaged easy, I used yellow nail polish. I bought cheap yellow nail polish for like $1 or so. Paint it outside if you're going to do it, because it can get a little strong. But I did these over time. Like I said, you know, as soon as our daughter said that, you know, this is what she wanted, I started keeping jars. I think she told me about 6 months in advance, something like that, that's what she wanted. So I had plenty of time to plan. Now, the lanterns that I had hanging, I don't have those in front of me to show you, but all I did was find an image on the internet. It was a like template of those. I printed them out, rolled the paper so that it formed a cylinder, glued it shut. I used a glue stick, glue it together, and then I took a hole punch and punched a hole into each side so that I can hang it. I put some twine through it and hung it that way. So, I mean, those were also very, very easy. A lot of the stuff that I did was fairly simple, just kind of time consuming. So the lighting in my kitchen's kind of washing this out right now on film, but these napkins are kind of like a royal purple. And I made these little napkin rings on the computer and just printed them out. It's just paper, they're not laminated, and we just put them around and glued them down. the napkins themselves, I got at the dollar store. I think I got 2 packages of them. I think it was like 20 or 25 in a package for $1.25, so that wasn't that bad at all. So this is the basic template that I found on the internet for the napkin wraps. And I put this into paint.net and then I changed it for how I wanted it to look. And then this is the template that I came up with that I used for all those napkin wraps. So the most challenging and elaborate thing that I did make was the cupcake tower here. I utilized things that I already had around the house. So this here and this here I already had, and they were already wrapped in the contact paper. So those I had used for our daughter's very first birthday party, and I still had them hanging around. They're little plastic platters from the dollar store that I had wrapped in contact paper. And I still had some of the contact paper left, so I quickly wrapped just a Chinette plate in the contact paper, so I had a third one. I did get this idea from the internet. I will put for you where I found it. It was Poppy and Grace. The towers are Pringles cans that were wrapped in a brick pattern that I found on the internet. The ivy is just silk floral ivy that I already had. This is a tin that I had. I think it had like a pancake mix in it. And I had a printable wallpaper from a project from years ago that was a beige, and I used that and glued it onto the little tin can and hand painted the top of the tower. And then I made like a little cone and a little base here. It's just paper. I found like a purple brick print online and I printed it out to make that for the top of the tower. So literally every single piece of this was something that I had. So it just cost me time, which I love this so much. So again, the lighting is terribly wrong, but I did make gift bags for all the kids. This is our daughter's, and it's like a royal purple bag. And I had taken the Golden Sun image, printed it out, laminated it, hot glued it to the bag. And then I used the same image that I used for the napkin rings and printed it out with each of the kids that were attending, their names, and tied it to this. So I thought that these came out so cute, and I just filled it with stuff from the dollar store. I also created like a little coloring station for them. I just literally found pages on the internet of, you know, little black and white Rapunzel Tangled themed kind of things, printed them off and had them in an area with some crayons and markers. So I thought that would be kind of a fun thing for the kids to do. I know our daughter has been very into coloring lately. So thank you for tuning in to this very special video about how I created a Tangled themed party for our daughter for her birthday. I hope that this video was kind of helpful for you if you are looking to do a Tangled themed party of your own. So I will try and link anything down below that I can think of that may be helpful for you. And I'm just so glad by how everything came out. I am so happy with it. Our daughter was thrilled. Everybody loved everything. I did get a lot of compliments, which, you know, made me feel good because I had so much fun putting this together. When our daughter came to us and said, I want a Tangled themed birthday party, I was excited because Tangled is my favorite Disney movie, so I put a lot of passion into what I did, and I really had fun with it, and it was really cool to see her and her friends be able to interact and enjoy the party together because they became friends during the pandemic. So all of the other interactions with them have actually been outside. These kids have never been in our house before. So it was really cool to have her be able to share this experience with her friends that she made over the past couple of years. And it brought a lot of joy to us. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and a look at how I created a party for our little princess here at home. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.